Yo, what up, guys? Today we are back with another video. Today we are discussing about the question set 4, and we hope to gain some practical knowledge about the VMS by discussing this question. So yeah, just dive right into this. I will give you some time to pause the video and read these questions. I encourage that. Here's the first part, and here's the second part. Okay, I think I have given you enough time. So let's just get started. So there is a school called Kagala Mahavidyalaya, if you read this. And the you have assigned with the task of creating the database for this school system. So all the teachers information, class schedules, and student information must be stored in this database. That's the system requirement. Okay, now that's the summary of this part, and we are going to discuss and we can just start the questions. The first question states that the database must be Kagulu Vidyalaya DB with underscores. And this question requires us to create the database with an ER diagram. There are two ways which you can create there are actually three ways which you can create the database: by manual method, by an ER diagram, or by DDL queries. We will use it in the second method. And the second question states that this database must contain two tables such as student and guardian. Student table must contain these columns, and guardian table must contain these columns. All these columns must the data type of these columns are texts, so that it says that. So there are only if you want to insert a text, the data type would be string. So in programming language, the data type would be string, called a string. So there are two main data types of string in MySQL, such as cha and vacha. Vacha means it's a variable character, which means that the length is not specified, so you can give any length under 225. So that's the maximum length you can give from 0 up to 225. So the length means that the maximum length of the input, maximum character length of the input that could be stored inside this column. So if the index number is required to have 10 digits, since even if this is a number, we are not doing any calculations mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, division, or multiplication. So this is stored as a text. And yeah, the contact number is also follows the same logic. And yeah, that's about it, I think. Let's move on to the next question. This question states that there should be a relation of some sort of these two. So here's the logic goes down for creating this relationship. So let's look at this way. One student can have only one guardian, up to one guardian. That means the guardian means that the parent who is responsible, one parent from the family who is responsible for this student. So that can only happen for one guardian. When we look from the guardian side, one guardian can have many students. I mean, there could be like brothers or sisters. So yeah, that means from there's a one-to-many relationship between these two. So yeah, that's the logic. Let's do the fourth question and the final. This means that um, there is a table called we are required to make tables called teacher and subject. This means and the teacher table must contain these columns, and the same goes for the subject. This follows the same logic as student and guardian, the same thing. uh, and we are required to create a relationship between these two. Okay. uh, and we are given a hint like this. A teacher teaches several subjects, and one subject is taught by several teachers. One subject, this should be corrected as uh, um, this should be corrected as one subject is taught by my mistake. uh, so yeah, so this means that this means that this in between these two tables the relationship must be many to many, because from both the because one teacher can have several subjects and one subject could be taught by many teachers. I yeah, so that's about the theoretical knowledge regarding this question. Let's just dive right into the MySQL Workbench and create these two. Create these tables and database. So let's just open up the connection and just go to File and click on New Model. And here we need to rename the database to Agalo Vidyalaya DB and click rename references to rename the database. So just now we have to add the ER diagram by clicking the add diagram, and we can just create the ER diagram by how many. Okay, we need like first two tables, so let's just press T and create these two tables. We will name them as student in the table name. You can rename this table name in the table name input field. Okay, we have rename those two tables. You can see this in the this area. um, let's just create these tables, the columns. So this should be vacha. Vacha means so the data length should be given in the inside brackets like this. So I will keep this as primary key and this as not null. Remember that you have to check the not null value if you are not taking any null values. So the first name is 45, the same, and you have to check the not null value. So we have created the initial two tables, and the relationship must be one to many. You can create by clicking on this and just selecting the first from the one relationship from, okay, from this side and this side. That means the multiplying side should be selected first, and the non-multiplying side should be selected last. So yeah, and we can create these two tables. That answers the third question. And okay. Okay, I think I have created the those tables successfully. Teacher and the subject table. I have just mixed up those two tables initially. Sorry for that. Yeah, and we can create the relationship. Um, so the relationship be many to many. So to create a many to many relationship, select the n to n icon and click just the order isn't the order doesn't matter. Teacher has subject or subject has teacher, and this is an identified relationship. We have to create an unidentified relationship so that the teacher registration number and the subject id could be repeated. So to create that, click on here and uncheck those boxes, primary keys, and create an id for this. That will auto increment on each time the any new columns would be added. So yeah, let's just delete this. Yeah, and I think we are done. So this is the how the final data ER diagram looks like. So yeah, and and we are almost done. We need to just forward engineer this. Since we are doing this for the first time, if we have already have done this for the first time, and we have already have the model, and we need to only transfer, uh, let's just put it this way. If you already have the model and already have data, and you only want to change the model, you can just synchronize this by database and synchronizing model. The reason for that is when you forward engineer, the model is created brand new, and when synchronizing model, the already existing data will not be repeated, will not be erased. So yeah, I think that's about it today. Let's just check if this is created by refreshing this, and okay, yeah, and here's the DB, and here are the tables. So yeah, I think that's about it, guys. So thanks for watching, and see you again next time. Peace.